As we continue to face the coronavirus pandemic head-on, some South African philanthropists are feeding communities in need. The Legacy Partners and Nutriwell have delivered over 500,000 meals to communities in Alexandra, the Northwest and in Mpumalanga since April. To tell us more, we're joined by the Group Marketing Manager, Robert Hodson. Robert, thank you so much for your time. Talk to us about this food drive. You've reached this milestone of 15,000 meals a day. When and why did you start with this project?
So very good morning to the viewers out there. We started this project, actually the project started in January this year, and with the COVID-19 pandemic hitting, we had to change our focus a little bit and step up the project. So we started the project on sort of towards the middle of April, and in the communities where legacy hotels and resorts have hotels. So the project is under the Legacy Pride brand, which is a not-for-profit company. We joined together with Nutriwell, which is a nutritious food that will enable people to have a very nutritious meal for a very low cost. So this week we hit the 500,000 meals. The food cost is around 80 a meal. So we're just about on just over R1 million donated. A lot of that money comes from our hotels and the public out there. We've had some very generous donations from the public out there for the initiative.
And I was about to ask you how you've managed to do this given the impact of COVID-19 on the hospitality industry. So you've also benefited to an extent from the, some of the money and the aid that's been coming from members of the public.
Yes, quite correct. Some of our owners have put in money and many members of the public. So about a quarter of the money has actually come from the public and the rest is from legacy hotels and resorts, as well as our various hotels in the Pilanesberg, Komaritan, Bakabung, Elephant Point, and down in Cape Town, the Commodore and the Portswood hotels. And of course in Sandton, we've also got the Michelangelo Leonardo Hotel and the Da Vinci, and at the Leonardo, the restaurant there, Aurum, has now also joined our initiative, and now we're sending fresh soup on a daily basis into Alexandra too, to step up the process and to try and help in these very difficult times, because we understand in the communities out there, there's a lot of people that don't have a square meal any longer, and we've got to keep helping the communities and help the people survive in our country.
Yeah, all right, let's talk business now. What impact has COVID-19 had on the legacy hotels and resorts?
Well, to date, I think it's all very well known out there that the impact that it's had on the tourism industry, just the whole tourism industry, is huge. We've been closed, the tourism industry closed on the 27th of March. And the good news is that we're going to be able to start opening up again for business travel. That's going to start happening. We're waiting for the final date. We have the industry and legacy have a little bit of the repatriation business helping the government. But I have to tell you that it's devastating, the impact that it's had on the business. And, going forward, it's not going to be easy because international travel is not going to return very quickly. But I have to say one thing. FEDASA, the industry bodies, and the Minister of Tourism and her department have been absolutely fantastic during the process and during communication with us. But it has had a really hard effect on our industry and our business particularly.
How are things going to change to accommodate the safety measures to avoid the spread of COVID-19 once you open your doors?
Well, the wish of us hoteliers is to keep things as natural as possible. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. So really the changes that have been made is guests are going to have to be screened on arrival. They're going to have to be wearing masks or visors. Our front desks now have Perspex screens on them. So the interaction with guests is going to change. In terms of an in-room experiences are going to be very different. Suddenly everything's going to be online. No longer have a direct to your service. TV remotes are going to be sanitized. Rooms are going to be sanitized after every use. We're going to limit numbers in restaurants. We're going to limit numbers in lounges. So it's going to be a very interesting return to the industry. But us, at Legacy, we've made a statement out there that we'd like to keep it as natural as possible. We're going to continue to give the best service that we possibly can, and we've got to make people more comfortable than they've ever been, because people are going to be skeptical to visit hotels and public places. I've seen some polls this week that show that. But we're going out to the market, and we're looking forward to welcoming South Africans into our hotels, as I'm sure many would like to get away from their homes.
Yeah, certainly. Look, good luck, Robert, and thank you so much for your time this morning on eNCA. Robert Hodgson is the Group Marketing Manager for the Legacy Partners. Let's move to the